Hello there, welcome to a different kind of video on my channel. I'm currently sat in my car outside my house. It's Friday the 12th of July and I'm going to be going down to Birmingham or around Birmingham to visit 4 different retro gaming shops. No idea why there's so many retro gaming shops in Birmingham, but there is. I've taken a day off work because I had to. It's the final day of my holiday year, so I had to take this day anyway. So I thought I'll go down to Birmingham, see if I can buy some retro games or at least have a look around the shops and see what they're like. I don't have any sort of idea of what I'm going to buy. I'll obviously be looking for things like Commodore 64 games, Mega Drive, Master System, maybe PS1, PS2, Dreamcast even, I don't know. I'll just see what I find. Not intending to spend too much money. It's more about the journey than the purchases really, because I don't really need any games. I just thought it's something interesting to do and something that might be useful for people watching my channel who might be thinking of visiting the area. I'm also going to try and find comparable prices for different games at the stores to do a comparison of which one might be the best ones to go to, and also compare those prices to the eBay ones. So that's the sort of premise for this video. It's about an hour and 15 minutes to Birmingham, to the first store from where I live in Stoke, so I better get my engine started and get going.
Checkpoint.
Right then, it's just approaching 11 o'clock. I've driven about an hour and 15 minutes from my home to a place near Sheldon in Birmingham. It's just southeast of Birmingham, quite near to the airport. And the first place I'm going to be going to is Entertainment World. I managed to park very close there because there it is. So yeah, I'm going to go into Entertainment World and see what they've got on offer. I'll take some photos and have a little look around, and hopefully I'll be able to buy a few games from here. But if not, then there's 3 more shops to go to after this one. It was a pretty easy journey down here, by the way. At this time of day on a Friday, not much traffic on the M6, so that was nice. I think an hour and 15 minutes from Stoke is about the best you can do, to be honest. So let's get inside Entertainment World and see what we can find. Okay, I finished my visit to Entertainment World then, and as you'll have seen from the pictures, wow, it's a bit of an Aladdin's cave in there. There is stuff everywhere, and not just gaming stuff, but there's also old toys, comics, things like that, vinyl records. So a real Aladdin's cave of different things. You've really got to poke around to try and find stuff. Everything is in boxes all over the place. Nothing's in any kind of alphabetical order. The more expensive games are locked in cabinets as well. The cheaper ones, you can open the cabinets and poke around at them. So yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle to find a few things, but I did initially find the Commodore 64 games box and found two games straight away, or two titles I was interested in. One of them he priced a little bit too high for me. He wanted 15 quid for the Taito Coin-Op Hits compilation, which is something I'm looking at, but the condition wasn't very good. But I did buy this, which is Metro Blitz on the PSS packaging. He's put £8 on it, but he actually did it for £6 in the end because I bought something else as well. So I have been trying to collect these games in this kind of packaging, so that's cool. I got that. Amazing to find something like that in the wild, to be honest. And the other thing I bought was just kind of on a gamble, really. It was only £4, and that's American Chopper on the PS2, which it describes as saying, create, build and ride your very own American Chopper. I think it's a tie-in to a TV series or something like that. I have no idea. It's probably terrible, but it's something I might have a go. It looks like you get to build a motorbike and then drive it around on different missions, so we'll see. But I wanted to buy something from there because it is quite an amazing shop. There's so much stuff in there, but you could literally spend hours in there trying to find stuff. Prices, probably about average, I would say. I don't think anything was particularly highly priced, apart from that Taito Coin-Op Hits compilation, which he definitely overpriced, and as a result didn't get a sale. But I think things like PS1, PS2, Mega Drive games look to be about right. We'll see how they compare to the other shops as I go around. And on that note, the next shop is only about 10 minutes away, so I'll start the engine once again and head over there now.
Yes, we've made a lot of progress.
And up on Capitol Hill, you were instrumental in pushing through a bill allowing the manufacture and sale of Giggle Cream, a dessert with potential lethal consequences.
Not true. Only 23 people have died, and several of them probably deserved it.
So, with people being set such a bad example by big business, how are they supposed to respect each other, to act safely in society? And how are they policed by a demoralized and underfunded police force?
Let me speak. I'm taller than him, ladies and gentlemen, by at least 3 inches, which means I'm a lot more respectable looking. Everyone knows politicians lie and steal and cheat, but at least with me in charge, you know I look good and I have a very supercilious manner. Besides which, I've been abroad and I prefer it here because I'm a man of the people. Oh, shrub. You'll get richer and you won't feel guilty about it.
Enough! We're running out of time, and you completely failed to answer the question.
I'm a professional. That's my job.
And Mr. Hickory, what about you?
All right, these problems are typical of what happens with an open boiler to the north. State is filling up with trash. People who can't tell the difference between a swamp and a marsh. Guys who don't know the first thing about the legality of marrying within the family.
I've just driven about 7 minutes away from the previous store. By the way, I didn't mention that Entertainment World, they only take cash. There's no card machine, but there is a cash point just outside next door on the post office. So if you didn't take any cash with you, you're going to need to draw some out if you want to buy anything. A bit unusual in this day and age, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, so yeah, I've driven about 7 minutes from there to my next destination, which is, I forgot the name of it. It's Game something. Game Smart. Game Smart. That's what it's called. It's just popped back into my head. So yeah, I've parked up near to there. I'm going to walk down there now. Don't think this is as big a shop as the previous one, so it probably won't take too much time to look around. So I'll head out now and do that and see if I can find anything interesting. So I'm back in the car, just finished in GameSmart, and really nice shop. Firstly, really nice guys in the shop, Martin and Daz, or the guys that own it. Really chatty, loads to talk about. We talked about games, wrestling, horror films, all kinds of great stuff. I could have stayed there all day, to be honest. Also really generous because they've actually given me 2 games for my visit, showed me around the shop. As you can see from the pictures that I've shown, a really nice layout. Nearly everything's in alphabetical order, which is great when you're looking for certain games. Got a good selection of Mega Drive, Master System, SNES, N64, PS1, PS2, and also modern stuff and all the figures and things like that. Really great Lego display of Hogwarts and Diagon Alley as well. So really impressed with the store, really nicely, cleanly laid out. Not as big a store as Entertainment World, but certainly more professionally laid out, to be honest. Anyway, so on to the games that I got. So I bought this game, which is Mort the Chicken on the PS1. £7 that was. It says the chickens are in panic when mysterious creatures from another world kidnap their baby chicks, and it's up to Mort to come to the rescue. A super chicken with superpowers. He must cluck, peck, and comb whip, I think that is actually, the pride of the farm back to safety. Who couldn't want to buy that game? And the 2 games that I was going to buy, that I was given for free, again, really generous, and I really appreciate it. I was perfectly happy to pay for them, but he wouldn't take my money, so thank you again. So one of them is Gubble, which is a kind of puzzle game, I think, and the other one for the Mega Drive is Aquatic Games. So I'll enjoy playing those, and I'll definitely be giving those guys a shout out when I do the videos for that. Again, really appreciate the time they spent. I even reorganised some of the shelves so that I could get nicer pictures and things like that. Obviously very proud of their place, and rightly so. Prices wise, again, really good actually. Cheaper in some cases than Entertainment World for some of the things that I spotted, and probably cheaper than eBay for some of them as well. PS2 games in particular, very reasonably priced, so fantastic all round. I wasn't going to visit this one. I only found out about it last minute. I'm really glad that I did, because it may be the best shop I'll visit today. We're still 2 to go, obviously. Now it's time for some lunch, and handily, as you can probably see there, there's a KFC right behind me, so I'm going to chow down on some KFC and then head to the next place, which is about 35 minutes away. So join me after the KFC for the next shop on this road trip.
Pick someone up or you're gonna run out of time.
Hurry! Pick someone up!
Hurry.
Right here.
Thanks. Take me to the church.
Okay, hang on.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Whoa, that was some serious
Nothing I
driving.
can't handle.
No, that's it.
Move it, baby! Yeah, I got it. Go straight, baby! Yeah, we'll be right there. Hop in again. Ooh, that's about right. Hey, come here.
Thanks! Take me to the hospital!
Okay, but don't freak out on me.
Let's go!
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah! Yeah! Go straight!
Yeah, we'll be right there. Don't worry about it.
How long do you have to take?
At least I tried. Oh,
Stop!
damn.
Look at the time!
Hurry, pick someone up. Hurry.
It's that time again where I say thank you to all my channel members, whose names you can see here in my Supporters Hall of Fame. If you're enjoying this video and would like to join these fine folks and support my efforts, why not become a member yourself? For a monthly fee starting from just 99p, you can get access to the special membership perks shown on screen, and more besides. If you're interested, then please click on the join button below this video for more information. If you're not able to commit to a monthly contribution but would still like to support my channel, then you could also give a super thanks. This one-off donation gives you a highlighted comment on whichever video you choose to click the button on, and anyone doing this will also get a shout out from me on a subsequent video. The super thanks button can be found below every video I produce. You can also help raise the profile of this channel by liking this video and leaving a comment, which helps improve my ranking in the mysterious YouTube algorithm. Any support you can give, financial or otherwise, is greatly appreciated. I've just driven to the third location on this trip. I had my KFC in Yardley, which was very nice. You can only rank KFC really on the quality of the chips, which weren't too soggy, and the quality of the gravy, which wasn't too watery. So yeah, thumbs up from me for Yardley KFC. It's then taken me about 45 minutes to drive 15 miles. I'm now west of Birmingham near Halesowen, or probably in Halesowen actually, so we're in more of the Black Country area. And the next shop I'm going to be visiting is just around the corner from where I've parked. It's Vintage Gamer, so I'll head there now and take a look at what they've got to offer. Okay, back in the car after visiting Vintage Gamer, and that's another Aladdin's Cave of goodies. As you'll have seen from the pictures, it's not quite as chaotic as the first shop, Entertainment World, but there's still quite a lot of stuff stacked all over the place. I spoke to the guys that work there, and they just haven't got enough room for all the stock at the moment. So loads of good stuff, loads of PS1, PS2, as you'd expect, Mega Drive, Master System, SNES cartridges all up the wall and things like that. But the mother load for me was that they've got quite a lot of Commodore 64 games, so I've got 20 quid's worth of games. He did me a good deal for 20 quid for all this stuff. So firstly, another PSS game. Wasn't expecting to find two of these on this trip. That's Cosmic Split. I didn't actually check, it has got the tape and the instructions in. I've also got some compilations, so I've got Quattro Coin Ops, I've got the first of the Zeppelin hit packs, which I didn't have, and I've got two of the They Sold a Million compilations, which is a bit ironic because on a recent compilation video I said I probably wouldn't review this, but I've managed to pick it up for a reasonable price, so there you go. So I've got They Sold a Million 1 and also 3, and no idea what this is, but it looked interesting. I do like my skateboarding games from that era. Rollerboard, so that's quite a rare one. I think that's Pirate Software. And finally, classic game, International Basketball, which I've had my eye on recently as well. So that was 6 cassettes or 6 packages, but with multiple games in most of them, for £20. So very happy with that. Actually there's 7 there, I think I counted wrong. Yeah, 7, so basically like 3 quid each, so can't argue with that whatsoever. Nice shop again, nice guys working there. they're definitely the cheapest I've come to so far. For the games I was looking at to compare with other shops, they're a couple of quid cheaper, and they also say they definitely do a deal, so the more you buy, the more you'll save. So definitely check this one out. That just leaves one shop to go to, which is just about 10 minutes down the road, so I'm going to head there now. It's really hot, by the way. It's got hotter and hotter throughout the day, and it's really humid, so this is turning out to be quite thirsty work. But one more shop to go to. Let's head over there now and see what we can find in that final shop.
Proceed to 1028 Proceed to 1028 and drop in. We've got 1024 and drop in. Proceed to 1014 and southwest Mars.
I've made it to my final stop on this retro shopping road trip, and it's only about 4 miles from the last place, but it's taken me about 15 minutes, and during that time I've seen some of the worst driving I've ever seen, including someone driving past in a people carrier with the door open on the side, a taxi driver doing a U-turn at a junction that he shouldn't have done, and also someone trying to go round a mini roundabout the wrong side, which I nearly crashed into. So Birmingham driving, or sorry, Black Country driving. It's also just after 3 o'clock, so the schools are kicking out. So there's loads of traffic on the road because of that. So try and avoid coming to this place from the other place around 3 o'clock would be my advice. Anyway, so I'm here at the final stop, which is Hidden Chest Gaming, which is on some kind of industrial estate. I have spotted where it is. I've parked my car up somewhere that's hopefully safe. So I'm going to head in there now. One thing I wanted to mention though about Vintage Gamer was that they don't put the prices on a lot of items in that shop. So you do have to just pick up what you want and then get the prices when you go to the counter. So that's just giving you the opportunity to do a bit of haggling as well, I suppose. I don't think it's a problem because they're pretty cheap anyway. You can assume they're probably going to be cheaper than eBay prices, to be honest. So anyway, let's get into Hidden Chest Gaming and see if I can pick up any more interesting stuff to round off this trip. in the car then, and I'm done with going to retro gaming shops for the day. I'm quite exhausted actually, it's been quite hard work. I've spent about 5 hours going around the various shops with the travelling in between, so you're going to need a whole day if you want to visit all these shops and really go through all the stock that they've got. But Hidden Chest Gaming, the main thing that stood out for me there was that it's got a load of 8-bit stuff, whatever 8-bit system you're into, Spectrum, Amstrad, Commodore 64, Atari, 8-bit, BBC Micro Electron. They've got loads of cassette games for all of them, and I've bought a few of them. They've also got a good range of stuff for other systems, PS1, PS2, Mega Drive, all that kind of stuff. Probably not as much Mega Drive as I was expecting, or Master System for that matter. They've got quite a lot of SNES games, and also quite a lot of Atari 2600, so a good range of things. They've also got vintage toys and comics and things like that, board games. So lots of good stuff to do, to have a look at in there. They've got an arcade machine that you can play on as well, main cabinet type thing. So that's pretty cool if you want a game or something while you're browsing around. And they've also got sweets and things like that. And the one thing they've got that a lot of the other shops didn't have is quite a lot of Japanese stuff. So they've got Japanese Mega Drive, Famicom, Super Famicom, PlayStation games, things like that. So if you're into your import games, then this might be the place to come to. So that pretty much rounds it up. I suppose I should show you what I bought. So I bought a few Commodore 64 games. So I've got Chopper, this is £3, obviously you can see the big price sticker on it. Gun Runner, which again is a helicopter game. I've just realised that's 2 helicopter games. Then I bought another copy of International Basketball because this one looks like it's in much better condition than the one I bought from Vintage Gamer. So there you go. That was bound to happen at some point on this journey. And also I've bought a Master System game, Action Fighter, for £6 because I wanted to buy something else from there other than Commodore 64 basically. So that rounds it up for the buying of the games. Now all I've got to do is get home, which will take me about an hour, and then I'll round up this journey when I get back. So I'll hit the road and round up pretty soon. I've just got home from my trip to the West Midlands, visiting those 4 gaming shops, and what a day that's been. I think I've been out of the house about 8 hours, maybe 8.5 from the point I left to the point I've returned. Obviously that's including lots of driving and also my lunch break. But I had a good day, it was really good fun. I was interested to find that there was loads of 8-bit games out there in these shops. I was surprised to see just how many. I wasn't expecting to come home with, I don't know, like 15 Commodore 64 games, so that was great. Loads of interesting stuff to find. And if you look at this haul that I've got, I spent about £50, I think £51 in fact, although I did get 2 of those given to me free by the nice guys at GameSmart, so again, really appreciate that gesture. It was really nice of them, and they were great people to talk to as well. All the shops were quite good to talk to. I think there were nice people there. They obviously know their stuff, obviously into gaming, not just there to make money out of it. I think the selection of games at all the shops was worth looking at and worth going to see. Probably the best of the bunch for me in terms of the way it looked and the layout and the professionalism was GameSmart. Also, if you want quantity, then Entertainment World and Vintage Gamer are the places to go because they had loads of stuff. If you want quality, it's probably the other 2, GameSmart and Hidden Chest. Between them all, you can get a good selection of games, no doubt. So they're all definitely worth a visit, and I appreciate them all allowing me to take some photos and talk to me as well, so that was great. So what I was doing while I was there, other than buying games, was pricing up some of the most common games or interesting games that people might want to pick up. So for a selection of systems, including the Mega Drive, SNES, PS2 and Xbox, I picked out some games that are very common that all the shops were likely to be selling, and nearly all of them were. And I've done a price comparison, and I'm also, if you look on the screen now, comparing those to the average sort of price you'd expect to pay on eBay. So what you'll see from this small sample of games, and I should mention that all the games are box complete copies except for the 2 SNES games, which are cart only, because you'll never find a box complete copy of most of those games in the shops or even on eBay for that matter these days. So anyway, what you can see is that Vintage Gamer are generally the cheapest across the board, and they did say that they are the cheapest in the area, and this does bear that out to some extent. Hidden Chest Gaming also very similar prices to Vintage Gamer. Both of those guys at the 2 stores did say that what they tend to do is look at what CEX are getting for the trade-in price for the games and then just knock a couple of quid off for their prices, so that's fair enough. Entertainment World generally more expensive and the most expensive for each of the games that I looked at, and GameSmart somewhere in between, where some are a little more expensive than the other 2 and some are a bit cheaper, so it does vary somewhat. But what you can see is that when you compare all of those prices to the range of prices on eBay, and those prices include postage by the way, that actually nearly all the shops are cheaper or certainly no more expensive than what you'd expect to pay on eBay. So it is actually worth visiting those shops because you could get a better deal than eBay, and also you get the chance to browse around and maybe pick up other things that you weren't expecting to as well. At the very least, it looks like you won't pay any more than you'll pay on eBay for these games. In terms of my purchases, I didn't pay more than £10 for anything, but that's mainly because I'm cheap and I didn't want to. I got a good haul for the money that I spent. Probably spent a little bit more on some of them than I would have done if I'd bought them off eBay or if I'd been trying to get them off eBay. And also, I probably bought a few things that I wouldn't have bought at all. It was just nice to sort of pick things up and go, oh, I've never seen that before, I'll give that a go. So that's the sort of thing, the benefit you get from going to a real store rather than buying stuff off the internet where you're just looking for the things you want rather than just kind of impulse buying. So I'm happy with some of those impulse purchases, although I haven't actually played any of them yet, so who knows what they'll actually be like. All that in due course. I'd also say that it's worth going to these shops just to support them. These guys are obviously trying to make a living off this business, and they all seem to be doing well. Obviously, there's quite a lot of shops in the West Midlands, and I'm told from some of the guys that I spoke to in those shops that there's at least another 3 more. So the West Midlands, Birmingham area is really thriving when it comes to retro game purchases. So it's definitely worth a trip to that area. If you live away from this area, then, you know, maybe stay over a night and go and do something else the other day, or spread it over 2 days. I would definitely recommend checking them out. I had a good time visiting all of them. Everyone was friendly, good to talk to, obviously passionate about the games and all that kind of stuff. So overall, I had a good day. It was tiring. It was also very warm and humid throughout the day, so I drank a lot of water and got a bit sweaty, but well worth it, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It is something different for me. I don't normally do this kind of thing. If you enjoyed it, then let me know in the comments. Leave any comments about any of the games I've bought, whether I've bought a duffer or whether you're interested in seeing me review them in the future. And also give the video a like, share it if you like, and all that kind of stuff. And if you enjoyed it, then also consider becoming a member of the channel. You'll have seen an advert at some point during this video explaining what you need to do that. So I think I've talked enough. I'm getting a little bit dry mouth and hoarse now, so I'll call it a day at that point. Thanks very much for watching, and until the next time, see ya.